Thank you very much for joining us again on this our show, Focal Point. My name is Emenike Jesenirebu, the anchorman of this project. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. All I need you to do is to consistently follow our social media handles and enjoy our programs. Again, we're in Bende local government area. This is the third time we are visiting this local government, and every time we visit, we hear amazing new reports. We see amazing new projects. We have visited the first time the first phase of the project, the second phase of the project, and now also we have seen completion of the second phase of the project, and we have seen the startup of the third phase of projects in the local government. With me today again is the mayor of Bende local government area, Chijioke Nwankwo. Mayor, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
Today has been another trip from one location to the other. Just like I said in my intro, we have been here. This is the third time we're here. The first time we saw a lot of projects. The second time, equally we've seen projects. We've seen that most of the projects, which are the second time we saw, which are in the second phase, most of them have been completed.
Yes.
We have also seen new projects and fresh projects now again that have kicked off.
Yes.
After all these visits, I'll be happy if you can give us an overview of where we have gone to and where we have seen.
Thank you for coming. And like I had always consistently said, we are here to serve the people of Bende. And with the support of His Excellency Dr. Alex Chioma Oti, who has always been with us, supporting us, providing for us for execution of projects. Our own duty is to make sure that we deliver. So like we have seen, when you came the other time, I told you we are commencing the second phase of projects, and then we moved down and you saw the locations. But today, as you can see, most of the projects are either completed or 90% completion. For instance, as you saw when we went to Ntalabu, you saw that the bridge linking the Okobo Diazis to the Ntalabu main area. Ntalabu houses 9 autonomous communities. So that bridge that has been bad over time, left unattended to, that bridge is now standing. And people are now driving in and driving out of the place. You can see the excitement that came with the people when we visited. Now that is in the Tubus Award. And now coming out to the Ndibo part of the Tubus Award, you also saw that the customary court that was long abandoned by previous administrations is now standing.
Yes.
Very well renovated with convenience for the sitting magistrates, that's the customary court judges and the team. So that is the essence of governance. And as you also saw at the Bende Motor Park, before now people cannot drive in. KK people will go in and sometimes they will even have 1 or 2 accidents because the place is very bad kept, and they will have to go in to fill it to a little above the road, and then now did the work that we did there. And you can see that they are now moving into the park to be able to now load passengers and then go out. And that brings about sanity in the system. It also brings about sanity in the environment. You can also see that when we touch down on the area, you can see that the Akano culvert has been completed. You see the excitement with the people over there. You saw that the Elugu culvert 2 completed. You also saw that the Okaiten, which is the biggest, is almost 90% completed. So these are part of our agenda. Like I told you the last time, we are trying to open up the farmlands. Bende is predominantly farmers. We are the largest in terms of landmass. So what our people are doing is to be able to deploy this landmass to farming. And when I came in and I've gone around and I saw that you have a lot of farm routes that does not have accessibility. So what I'm thinking is, okay, let's open up the routes. Let's grade the roads, open it up, and then the ones that people cannot drive into, we will now be able to build the culverts or bridges and which one is applicable to make sure that it becomes motorable, to make sure that people can now drive into their farms, harvest their crops, and drive out. So that is what led us into going in to commence those covers that we are doing. There are a lot of them that we still do, but it's coming up in phases. So you could see the excitement, people are jubilating. In short, the village in the Enugu that came out, they were saying that this is the first time they are seeing government presence within their vicinity. So we have a lot. As a matter of fact, we are also going into certain other proposals that will boost agriculture. Because I have seen that having to move people to a particular location may be a bit troubleshooting sometimes. So what we are also planning is that once we open up these farm roads, we will now go into building processing centers in each of the wards. Cassava processing centers, palm oil processing centers, and rice processing centers. Well, by the time we build them, people will now be able to go fully into farming, pick their goods or their products to these processing centers and be able to produce and then be able to sell in the open market. So these are parts of what we are trying to deliver to the people. That by the time we came out from the downside of Item and we came out to the Okoko area, you saw how happy the people of Okoko were when they welcomed us at the borehole facility, the solar borehole facility. Of course, you saw that the water is now running in the borehole facility. So, as a matter of fact, we are also considering other projects in that area that will also affect the lives of the people. As you saw in Uzuakon, the other borehole facility we have behind the Civic Center near the 4 o'clock market has almost been completed. It's about 90%. It's the tiling part that we're not finishing. So these are part of the second phase projects that we delved into. You saw that the police station is 90% plus completed. You saw that the warehouse at the council, where we tend to store all materials that belong to the council, is 90% completed. So while this is ongoing, we decided that okay, we need to go back to His Excellency. As against waiting for completion, let us make further representations and then be able to continue to give to the people. And that is why you are able to see the massive job that is ongoing. The Bende Local Government Council is very large. So you have issue of flooding. You have issue of water flow because there is no drainage. And then we also, because of the position of the council, we house a lot of state parastatals in the local government. The health department, the people from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, and the rest of it. So their accommodation has always been a challenge. So I am also very excited to inform that His Excellency has graciously approved that we now go into those other departments and renovate their facilities to ensure that they are able to deliver. Now, what are we doing? The health facility in the council is being renovated. The education department building is being renovated. The quarters where we are housing our policemen, the policemen attached to them, the quarters is nothing to write home about. So we are renovating that. You can see it. You also look around from the environment, you saw that there are a lot of construction of drainages with some concrete works on certain areas ongoing. So we are also looking at the possibility of now going into the communities to begin to now isolate some schools and some hospitals and begin to touch them, begin to make sure that we are able to improve on them. These are projects that we are getting into and they are coming in phases. And I can assure you that by the grace of God, by the time we finish, the people of Bende will be gracious. They will be thankful that this administration came to Bende at some point. His Excellency Dr. Lesoti is serious with governance. He is interested in developing the Abia State and developing every local government. It's not just in Aba and in Omaya. So if you see what is happening in Bende, you see that he is interested in developing every look and cranny of the state. And we in Bende, we are making sure that with his support, we are running as fast as he is running to make sure that the people enjoy the dividend of democracy.
Okay, we are still here interacting with the mayor of Bende local government area, Honorable Chijioke Nwankwo. Again, let me ask one question that almost everybody is interested to know. You have been doing well in the area of infrastructure and other areas that we've been able to visit and see things that you have done. What is your plan towards the Bende people as regards in the agri sector and other sectors apart from this infrastructure?
Like I just hinted in my earlier reactions. Bende is predominantly farming local government. Majority of our people are farmers. So what we are looking at is the possibility of moving from just raw production to processing those food produce, because that's where the money is. And how do we improve on our people? Is by creating a conducive atmosphere, providing the machineries that they will need to process their farm produce, and providing the needed support, the seedlings and the fertilizers. For now, what we are doing is trying to open up the farm roads, trying to build some covers on them to make sure people are able to access their farms with vehicles. Instead of just walking, trekking and trekking out, they are now able to drive in and drive out. That will now, spur them into improved and increased production. Now, we are going to go into the phase of constructing or building processing centers. We will intend, like I intend to go into that. I intend to set up, with the support of the state, minimum of 3 processing centers in each ward, where we will have something like a cassava mill, we'll have like a rice mill, a palm oil mill. We'll liaise with the community leaders to get the requisite land allocations, and then we'll liaise with the state. We are able to build it. It's either we'll build in partnership with the private sector, or we build and operate and manage. That way people can now have increased production from the farms, process it, and be able to earn higher. We're also looking at the possibility of setting up a processing center that will be very big, very massive in the local government. In the council, not inside the council headquarters, within the Bende local government. For instance, we are discussing with relevant parties to see the possibility of setting up a cocoa processing center. That way we are creating employment, because the outfit will employ people. We will be able to also have our sister states that are into production come over here to sell to us. And then government will now manage it, refine, process, and then sell for forex. That way there will be an increased forest income into the state government coffers and local government coffers. So what we are looking at is what will boost agriculture. There is already the land. The land is fertile. What we are lacking is accessible roads. What we are lacking is processing centers. Our people are being exploited because when they go to the farm, they get it, they finish it. Once they bring it out, someone buys it off from them and start going to Ore and on those states. So we are trying to stop that trend. So we are trying to create an enabling environment where they get it from the farm, they process it, and they sell at increased rates. That way we are reinvigorating and re-energizing the system.
Also, Bende is known for rice production.
Yes.
Just like you said you want to invest into production, finished products.
Yes.
Are we looking at improving the production line of rice in Bende too?
Of course, there is. If we have
processing
centers. For instance, if we have, say, 13 big, standardized, modernized rice mills spread across the 13 wards of the local government, the implication is that people will go into farming the more because they have opportunity to process. They won't go through the rigorous process of going through manual way because that delays production. They will now go into mechanized way. That will also spur them to increase the expanse of land as they increase their farming, and then which will also in turn increase the production. So once we have these centers up and running, you will see that there will be increased output, and people will now be coming to Bende to come and buy because they can go to this center or go to that center or go to this center and buy in large quantities and transport to other states. That way you are supporting the people.
On a final note, what do you want to tell Bende people?
Well, I want to thank them for their cooperation so far. We've been in office for about 8 months now, and I don't think they've been disappointed. If you go around, you will see the presence of governors. even both in the council and outside the council. For the first time, then the local government is being fenced. If you go through Etitulo Road and the other side, we are fencing off encroachers from encroaching on the land of government. So I want to thank them for their cooperation so far. I want to thank them for supporting us, and I want to also ask them to continue to pray for us, continue to support us as we progress by the grace of God. Albeit all the expectations that we have, the Bende will become better by the time we leave here. They should have faith in us. We are here to serve them and we will not disappoint them. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nwankwo, the water is now here. We can see that it's running. As the PG, what is your take on this?
As will always be expected, we are grateful to His Excellency, our own Honorable Governor, Dr. Alexis. We're also grateful to my other colleague, who is the mayor of Bende local government, because I know this thing may not have been possible if he has not cried unto the governor to tell him, in my local government we need so and so. I also thank my junior brother, who is the councillor, who must also have disturbed the mayor to tell him that something must be done in my place so that they will know I was here. We thank all of you. And like I will always say, water is one of the three basic things we always require to see from the government. We have shelter, we have food, water is the next thing. And when you consider this time around, when some of our youths, or most youth and villages, are lazy to clear their streams, we fall back to the borehole. So it's a big relief to our people.
I want to really welcome you people to my community and the political world. I'm the immediate past councillor of this ward, Okoko and Okago. By name, Honorable Sunday Ichie. I want to really appreciate what I've seen and what is happening. The developmental agenda of our executive governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti. His wife, because where there is a man, the woman that makes it is also there. Then our person, the mayor of the local government, there's no way we can appreciate him enough. Barrister Nwankwo, we cannot appreciate you enough, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did noble to our community.
Thank you.
Especially making this solar. Nobody is coming to ask you to buy diesel or fuel to generate power to pump water in our community.
Thank you very much for watching this episode with us. Of course, we are in Bende, and Bende is looking good. Thank you and God bless.